Before humans reached the deepest point on the planet, before science understood how life exists under extreme pressure, there already existed a world where darkness hid creatures that were almost unknown. In the Mariana Trench, among silent abysses, absolute cold, and endless darkness, strange creatures still survive, hunt, and evolve in ways that challenge human understanding. Welcome to the Mariana Trench, unknown creatures in the deepest abyss. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to have more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching this video from to discuss together. Let's begin. In the deepest place on the planet, where light never reaches, a silent predator exists. The Mariana snailfish masters a world that could crush almost any other living creature. Its territory stretches within the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific, at depths of 6,000 to 8,000 meters. No other known fish can survive such devastating pressure. Its soft and almost transparent body is not a weakness, but a masterpiece of evolution. The absence of hard bones and a swim bladder helps it withstand pressure thousands of times greater than at the sea surface. It is only about 10 to 30 centimeters long, a modest size for such a resilient predator. Its jelly-like skin protects organs that in any other animal would be destroyed by water pressure. Its most important biological weapon is a chemical compound called trimethylamine oxide, accumulated in body tissues. This molecule helps stabilize proteins and prevents its body from collapsing under extreme pressure. On the mud plains, at depths from 7,000 to 8,000 meters, the search for food begins. Its small eyes detect slight movements in the absolute darkness of the ocean floor. Its main prey are amphipods, small crustaceans that crawl on the sediment layer. With slow but precise movements, the snailfish approaches without creating vibrations that could reveal its location. As the dominant predator of the hadal zone, the Mariana snailfish maintains the balance of an ecosystem where very few species can exist. Its presence proves that life always finds a way to thrive, even at the planet's most extreme limits. In the depths of the ocean trench, a fragment of a carcass begins to sink slowly for many days before touching the bottom. Absolute darkness and terrifying pressure turn every centimeter of the falling journey into a trip into the unknown land. As soon as the scent spreads in the freezing water, hundreds of hadal amphipods appear from the crevices on the seafloor. These small crustaceans, only a few centimeters long, possess chemical sensing abilities that can detect food from kilometers away. In just a few minutes, the prey's carcass disappears under a mass of living organisms crowding and devouring it restlessly. Competition becomes fierce because in an environment where food appears only every few months, every bite can be the boundary between survival and disappearance. Adapted to pressure more than 1,000 times that on the sea surface, these crustaceans have developed a flexible shell and special enzymes that prevent cells from being crushed. Their transparent bodies and slow metabolism help them survive where no conventional predator could stay alive. Deep in the heart of the Western Pacific lies the deepest trench ever recorded on the Earth's surface, the Mariana Trench. With a length of approximately 2,550 kilometers and an average width of 69 kilometers, this gigantic crack winds under the ocean floor like a great scar of the planet. Its deepest point, known as the Challenger Deep, reaches nearly 11,000 meters below sea level, a depth that even exceeds the height of Mount Everest. This vastness was not a coincidence, but the result of a geological process called subduction, where one tectonic plate sinks beneath another. In this case, the Pacific Plate, older and denser, slides slowly beneath the Philippine Sea Plate, which is younger and lighter. The subduction angle in this area is particularly steep, exceeding 60 degrees of inclination in many sections. This extreme inclination is the main reason why the trench reaches such extraordinary depths compared to other subduction zones in the world. As the plate sinks, huge cracks and faults form in the oceanic crust, releasing pressures accumulated over millions of years. Seawater seeps through these cracks and penetrates deep into the upper mantle, changing the chemical composition of the rocks. The contact between water and mantle rocks produces a mineral called serpentine, the presence of which reduces friction between the plates. The constant movement of the plates, along with the release of accumulated energy, causes earthquakes that can originate at a depth of more than 600 kilometers. In that way, the Mariana Trench continues to transform slowly, a silent witness to the colossal forces shaping the Earth's crust. When a whale dies in the surface layer of the ocean, its body begins a journey lasting several days to sink into the deep abyss. It can weigh up to 40,000 kilograms, a mass of nutrients that rarely reaches the seafloor all at once. While sinking, the whale carcass passes through water layers that are increasingly cold and dark, moving away from sunlight. This constant rain of organic particles is called marine snow, a silent flow that feeds the entire deep water layer. When the body finally touches the bottom of the ocean trench at a depth of more than 1,000 meters, a second life begins. The first to arrive are mobile scavengers, attracted by the scent spreading slowly in the cold water. Sleeper sharks and hagfish approach first, tearing apart the soft meat in just a few months. Then come crabs and amphipods, small crustaceans that clean every corner of the exposed skeleton. This first stage can consume up to 90% of soft tissue in less than 2 years. When the meat disappears, the skeleton is exposed and a new community begins to colonize the remaining structure. Zombie worms of the genus Osedax bore deep into the bones to suck out the fat hidden inside. These worms have no mouth or stomach. They depend on symbiotic bacteria to digest fat for them. At the final stage, chemosynthetic bacteria transform the sulfur released from the bones into chemical energy. This energy source feeds snails, clams, and many other species that only exist around a decomposing skeleton. A single whale skeleton can maintain this ecosystem for more than 50 years, becoming an oasis of life in the darkness of the abyss. In the deeper abysses, where light never reaches, the goblin shark displays a face like something out of an evolutionary nightmare. Its strangest feature is a long and flat snout, containing thousands of ampullae of Lorenzini to detect tiny electrical fields. As a slow-moving swimmer, this predator prioritizes silent stalking to save energy in a resource-scarce environment. When it detects prey, its protrusible jaw shoots forward at an amazing speed, extending far beyond its head. This movement creates a powerful suction force that pulls the victim into needle-sharp teeth in just an instant. With a flabby body reaching 4 meters in length, this shark is a living fossil that has perfected the art of ambush in the deep ocean. Its survival depends on the precision of this unique attack, a biological marvel that ensures its dominance in the absolute abyss. On the abyssal plains, where pressure has a terrible destructive force, giant xenophyophores reside, a marvel of single-celled life. Although its shape is reminiscent of a mystical coral, this organism is actually a single cell reaching a size of 20 centimeters. This microscopic giant builds its own external skeleton by binding sediment particles and mineral debris collected from the seafloor. Without having to actively hunt, it extends thin cellular threads to trap organic particles falling from the surface waters. Its complex structure acts as a safe shelter for small crustaceans and worms living in the dense darkness. It has the ability to concentrate extremely high levels of heavy metals inside its body, a unique biological adaptation in the abyss. As a silent architect of the deep, this being proves that biological greatness does not depend on the complexity of organs. In the depths, where sunlight never reaches, the deep-sea dragonfish reigns as an invisible hunter amidst eternal darkness. It lives at a depth of more than 1,000 meters below the sea surface, where huge pressure and cold are always present. Its elongated and dark body is only about 30 centimeters long, but equipped with needle-sharp teeth. hanging below its jaw is a long appendage called a barbel, ending in an organ capable of producing its own light. That light acts as a perfect decoy, attracting small fish and curious crustaceans into the absolute darkness. But its real advantage lies in a capability that no other predator in the abyss possesses in the same way. Some species can emit red light, a light that most creatures living at this depth cannot see. Thanks to that secret light, it can observe and stalk its prey almost without being detected, like a silent sniper. When the prey gets close enough, its jaw snaps open at an amazing speed to grab the prey, with no escape. In a world without sunlight, the deep-sea dragonfish proves that darkness can also become a hunting weapon. At the volcanic scars on the Pacific sea floor, where the Earth spews out water at a temperature of 350 degrees Celsius, giant tube worms reside. Scientifically known as Riftia pachyptila, this organism challenges all known laws of traditional animal biology. Their white chitinous tube structures can reach an amazing length of 2 meters 40 centimeters. This being is a living paradox, as it completely lacks a mouth, stomach, and intestines to process food. At its upper end, it displays a vibrant red plume, rich in hemoglobin to absorb gases from the surrounding water. Its survival depends on an internal organ called a trophosome, home to billions of chemosynthetic bacteria. These microorganisms perform the miracle of converting toxic hydrogen sulfide into nutritional energy for the worm. This worm can withstand a pressure of 25 million newtons per square meter, a force that could crush any human structure. Its growth rate is the fastest among marine invertebrates, increasing in size by several centimeters each month. By retracting its red plume into the tube, the worm protects itself instantly from predators or sudden changes in the water. As a primary producer of the abyss, this animal maintains entire ecosystems in places where sunlight is completely non-existent. At the extreme boundaries of hydrothermal vents in the Pacific, yeti crabs live, scientifically known as Kiwa hirsuta. This crustacean is distinguished by its claws covered in dense white bristles that look like a silk coat in the abyssal darkness. These bristles are not merely decoration, but a biological farm designed to cultivate massive colonies of filamentous bacteria. The crab waves its claws in mineral-rich currents to feed its guests, and then harvests them as a source of sustenance. It lives in an extremely narrow thermal band, where the freezing water of the ocean clashes with heat exceeding 300 degrees Celsius. Lacking functional eyes, it depends entirely on chemical sensors to navigate in this toxic and high-pressure ecosystem. The Yeti crab is a testament to evolutionary intelligence, transforming its own body into a life-producing system. Descending to the abyssal plains at depths reaching 7,000 meters lives Grimperteuthis, commonly known as the Dumbo octopus. This cephalopod is the deepest living inhabitant of its class, gliding through the water with two fins reminiscent of the large ears of an elephant. Its body is extremely soft and gelatinous, an essential biological adaptation to withstand the massive pressure that would crush any rigid structure. Unlike its relatives in shallow waters, it has no ink sac, because in absolute darkness, camouflage by ink smoke is unnecessary. The Dumbo octopus is a master of biological economy, moving with a calculated slowness to preserve every available calorie of energy. It eats snails and small crustaceans that it catches by using its webbed tentacles to wrap around them before swallowing them completely whole. This fragile being proves that elegance and life can flourish even at the most hostile and dark boundaries of the biosphere. On the vast plains of the seafloor, where silence is absolute, a tireless worker resides: the sea cucumber. This echinoderm, scientifically known as Holothuriidea, is a fundamental pillar maintaining cleanliness in the deep regions of the ocean. With a long and leathery body, it moves with a calculated slowness over the sediment layer at minimum speed. Its mouth is surrounded by branched tentacles, used to suck up the organic rich mud from the ocean floor. It acts as a perfect biological vacuum cleaner, swallowing large amounts of sand to filter out vital nutrients. After processing food, it expels clean sediment, oxygenating the substrate and allowing microscopic life to flourish again. Some deep-sea species can reach a length of up to 2 meters, though most measure between 10 and 30 centimeters. Its body structure is fascinating, as it possesses the unique ability to breathe through structures called respiratory trees, located in its cloaca. Before a predator's attack, it deploys an extreme defense by ejecting sticky threads called Cuvierian tubules to immobilize the enemy. If the threat persists, the sea cucumber will use evisceration, expelling its own internal organs to distract the attacker while it escapes. This amazing regenerative capacity allows it to rebuild its digestive system and other lost tissues in just a few weeks of rest. As an ecosystem engineer, the sea cucumber is indispensable for preventing waste accumulation and maintaining the chemical health of the abyss. In the darkest regions of the bathypelagic, where pressure reaches 1,000 kilograms per square centimeter, the female anglerfish lurks. Scientifically known as Melanocetus johnsoni, this creature is the embodiment of biological terror in the absolute void of the ocean. Its deadliest feature is a dorsal filament transformed into a fishing rod ending in a bulb filled with bioluminescent bacteria. This blue light acts as a hypnotic beacon, attracting curious prey directly into the attack zone of its jaws. It possesses an immense mouth, equipped with long teeth curved inward, designed to prevent any victim from escaping once caught. Its stomach is extremely elastic, allowing it to swallow prey twice its own size to survive through months of scarcity. The fate of the male is radically different. He is 10 times smaller and lacks the ability to hunt alone. When he finds a female, the male bites her belly and releases enzymes that fuse his skin and blood vessels with hers permanently. Through this parasitic fusion, the male becomes a biological appendage, receiving nutrients in exchange for fulfilling only the reproductive function. Anglerfish prove that at the boundaries of the Earth, life has perfected the most extreme methods to ensure the continuation of the species. In the perpetual twilight of the mesopelagic zone, a wonder of optical engineering emerges: the barrel fish. Scientifically known as Macropinna microstoma, this being possesses a unique head in the shape of a transparent dome filled with liquid. Its real eyes are not the two dark spots in front, but two green tubular structures hidden beneath its protective shield. Normally, these visual organs point upward to detect the silhouettes of small fish passing under the faint residual light. The most amazing feature of its anatomy is the ability to rotate its eyes forward when it locates a food source. This fish lives at depths between 600 meters and 800 meters, where pressure is 80 times greater than at the surface. Its transparent dome not only protects its eyes, but also provides a strategic advantage by having no blind spots in its upper visual field. The barrel fish is a testament to how life can redesign perception to conquer the limits of the impossible beneath the ocean. On the upper slope of the ocean trench, where darkness is absolute, a dancer of light appears, the bioluminescent jellyfish. This creature turns the abyss into a neon stage, activating bursts of light that run through every section of its transparent body. Scientifically known as Atolla weevile, it possesses the ability to generate visual energy through internal chemical reactions. It does not use brute force to survive, but a symphony of light flashes that defies the monotony of the ocean void. Its photophores emit a blue light visible from several meters away, acting as a hypnotic lure for plankton species. When it feels threatened, it activates a sequence of rotating lights known as a burglar alarm to attract larger predators. This biological distraction tactic reveals the attacker's position, allowing the jellyfish to escape into the shadows. In this high-pressure environment, each pulse of light is an encoded message serving for communication between members of its species. At a depth of 4,000 meters under the sea, light becomes the most valuable exchange currency for survival and reproductive success. Its gelatinous body contains 95% water, a fragile structure but perfectly adapted to the weight of the abyss. This is a visual battle of wits where silence and flashes of light replace fangs and speed of traditional hunters. The bioluminescent jellyfish is the lighthouse of the underworld, a masterpiece of evolution illuminating the coldest boundaries of the planet. On the abyssal plains where temperatures hover around 2 degrees Celsius, the deep-sea octopus emerges like a silent ghost. Scientifically known as Granellodone boreopacifica, this cephalopod is a master of patience and energy conservation. It moves just a few centimeters from the seafloor, using its webbed fins to float with minimum metabolic expenditure. Every movement is calculated precisely because in the abyss, every calorie is a treasure ensuring daily survival. Its eyes are adapted to detect the silhouettes of small crustaceans and polychaete worms hidden under the muddy sediment. Upon locating prey, it extends its sensitive tentacles, which act as chemical radars to confirm the presence of nutrients. The search for food is constant, but the octopus must reserve strength for the most important mission of its life: reproduction. In this high-pressure environment, the female carefully selects a crack in volcanic rocks to deposit her eggs. During this period, the mother does not eat, dedicating every gram of her energy to protecting and oxygenating her future offspring. Its gelatinous body withstands a pressure of 60 million newtons, a biological feat allowing life to exist at the Earth's boundaries. This octopus is the guardian of the abyssal calm, a testament to resilience, ensuring the continuation of life in eternal darkness. On the slopes of underwater mountain ranges, where currents carry frozen sediment, deep-sea anemones live. This organism, scientifically known as Actiniaria, is a fleshy flower perpetually anchored to volcanic rocks. It lives at depths exceeding 5,000 meters, withstanding a steady temperature of 2 degrees Celsius under the weight of the abyss. Unlike active hunters, the anemone is a prisoner of the terrain that has perfected the art of extreme patience. It spreads its translucent tentacles like an invisible net, waiting for the current to deliver a victim to its domain. Each filament is armed with thousands of conidocytes, specialized cells that fire toxic darts at the slightest physical contact. In this resource-scarce environment, its metabolism is extremely slow, allowing it to survive for weeks without eating. The pressure its soft structure must bear is equivalent to 500 kilograms on every square centimeter of its body. When a small crustacean hits the trap, the anemone wraps around it with a subtle but lethal contraction force. Food is slowly transported toward the oral disc, where a chemical digestion process begins that can last for days. Some species at these depths are biologically immortal, constantly renewing cells to live for centuries in the dark. It lacks eyes and a brain, but its chemical receptors detect the scent of organic matter from several meters away. It acts as a vital regulator, removing excess suspended particles and maintaining the purity of abyssal currents. To defend itself against predators like starfish, it releases chemical toxins that burn the tissues of any attacker. The deep-sea anemone is a monument to endurance, an eternal flower blooming in the coldest desert on the planet. In the most vibrant coral gardens of the Indo-Pacific, a small inhabitant shines with orange and white colors. The clownfish, belonging to the subfamily Amphipods, is the undisputed ambassador of tropical coral reefs in warm waters. Its iconic appearance has turned it into a global legend, recalling the famous story of a young hero named Nemo. This small animal proves that in nature, size does not define strength or the success of survival. Its life is intimately linked with sea anemones, predatory organisms with tentacles filled with deadly poison. While other fish would die upon contact with these toxic darts, the clownfish swims among them completely unharmed. The secret to its invulnerability lies in a special mucus layer coating its body, which is only about 10 centimeters long. This chemical protection prevents the anemone's stinging cells from firing by making it recognize the clownfish as part of itself. This symbiotic relationship is a sacred pact, where both organisms receive vital benefits for their daily existence. The clownfish defends its host from butterfly fish, and in return receives an impenetrable refuge from predators. In this small ecosystem, the clownfish also acts as a cleaner, removing parasites and food remains from the tentacles. Their social structure is fascinating and strict, always led by a dominant alpha female who is usually the largest in size. If the female dies, the largest male in the group undergoes an amazing biological change and transforms into a female. This sequential hermaphroditism ensures that hierarchy and reproduction continue without interruption in the complex coral reef. During the breeding season, the male meticulously cleans a rock surface near the protective base of the anemone. The female lays hundreds of eggs that the male will protect with a ferocity that defies his small and friendly appearance. The young hatch after a week and begin their own arduous journey to find an anemone where they will establish their permanent home. The clownfish can withstand temperatures of 26 degrees Celsius in shallow waters, where sunlight nourishes coral life. Despite its fame, this fish faces serious threats such as ocean warming and overfishing for trade. Coral bleaching destroys anemones, leaving these brave inhabitants without their natural and vital protective shield. The clownfish is a symbol of the fragility and beauty of the oceans, reminding us of the importance of preserving every coral reef. Protecting their world is ensuring that the symphony of color and life continues to flourish beneath the waves of our planet Earth. On the vast tropical and subtropical seas, an ancestral silhouette appears that has navigated the oceans for millennia, the green sea turtle. Scientifically known as Colonia midas, this creature is a living symbol of persistence and elegance beneath the planet's waves. It possesses a heart-shaped hydrodynamic shell that allows it to glide with minimum resistance through ocean currents. An average adult can reach a length of 1 meter 50 centimeters and weigh up to 190 kilograms of pure biological vigor. Its name does not come from the color of its outer shell, but from the greenish fat accumulated due to its strictly herbivorous diet. It lives mainly in the shallow waters of continental shelves, where sunlight nourishes vast meadows of life. As a tireless ocean gardener, the green sea turtle feeds on seagrass and algae, maintaining the health of the seafloor. By constantly pruning these meadows, it promotes the growth of young shoots and increases the productivity of the coastal ecosystem. Its role is fundamental in controlling plant biomass, preventing excess algae from suffocating nearby coral reefs. This species possesses amazing navigation capabilities, using the Earth's magnetic fields to orient itself in the vast blue. It makes epic migrations of up to 2,600 kilometers between its feeding areas and the beaches where it began its own life. It is a powerful swimmer that can reach speeds of 35 kilometers per hour when it detects the presence of a predator. Its lungs allow it to hold its breath for several hours while resting submerged under coral ledges. At reproductive maturity, the turtle returns with pinpoint precision to the same beach where it was born to lay its eggs. During the night, the female laboriously crawls onto the sand to dig a nest and deposit nearly 100 spherical eggs. The heat of the sand, which usually hovers around 29 degrees Celsius, will determine the sex of the offspring in a fascinating biological process. After 2 months, the small turtles emerge and undertake a frantic race toward the sea, escaping birds and crabs. It is estimated that only 1 in 1,000 offspring will reach adulthood, facing the constant dangers of the open ocean. Currently, the green sea turtle faces critical threats, such as plastic pollution and the loss of its nesting beaches. As a keystone species, its survival is a vital indicator of the health of our oceans and the stability of marine life. Protecting the green sea turtle is safeguarding ancient marine paths and ensuring that biodiversity continues to flourish beneath the sun. At the deepest point of the Mariana Trench, at 11,000 meters below sea level, the world of the invisible is hidden. The Challenger Deep is an environment of extreme pressure, where life challenges the limits of the imaginable in every millimeter of mud. Inside this abyssal sediment resides the silent engine of the ocean trench, piezophilic or barophilic bacteria. These microorganisms are capable of thriving under a pressure of 110 million newtons per square meter, a force that would disintegrate any other cell. Their cell membranes are composed of unsaturated fatty acids that maintain the necessary fluidity in a constant cold of 1 degree Celsius. They act as biological processes that decompose marine snow, organic debris, and carcasses falling slowly from the surface. By digesting this material, they release essential nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon that nourish the strangest and most resilient beings in the abyss. In the complete absence of sunlight, these bacteria have abandoned photosynthesis to master organic decomposition and chemosynthesis. They are the metabolic heart of the planet, transforming waste into new life with a chemical efficiency that has no comparison. Every milliliter of mud contains millions of these cells working in a symphony of atomic transformation under the weight of the ocean. Without their discreet and ceaseless work, the global ocean's nutrient cycle would stop, causing a planetary-scale biological collapse. They are the architects of the mud, the sovereigns of the microscopic that reign in the most hostile and dark place on Earth. Even under the weight of an 11-kilometer water column, these bacteria maintain the chemical and biological stability of the seafloor. They represent the final frontier of life, where pure chemistry replaces sunlight in the eternal dance of existence. Preserving the abyss is honoring these invisible giants that ensure the balance of the biosphere from absolute darkness. Even in the most remote reaches of the Challenger Deep, the shadow of human activity has begun to devour the purity of the ocean. Persistent organic pollutants have leaked through ocean currents, depositing alarmingly in the abyssal mud. The funnel-shaped topography of the Mariana Trench acts as a geological trap, capturing toxic substances that have no escape. Small crustaceans, such as Hirundellea gigas, show concentrations of polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, that are terrifying for modern science. Surprisingly, the toxicity in these amphipods is 50 times higher than that of organisms inhabiting the most industrial coasts. Microplastics, particles smaller than 5 millimeters, have permeated the deep water column, infiltrating the tissues of the most resilient beings. In explorations at 11,000 meters, strange objects have been found, such as plastic bags, metal cans, and synthetic food packaging. The presence of radioactive isotopes, remnants of past nuclear tests, has been detected in the muscle mass of abyssal fauna. These harmful elements are absorbed into the food chain, integrating into the biology of one of the coldest ecosystems on Earth. The chemical bioaccumulation process transforms each organism into a warehouse of industrial waste under a pressure of 110 million newtons. By eating sediment, deep-sea creatures unintentionally process microfibers that block their vital and reproductive systems. Depth no longer represents an impregnable fortress, but a silent archive that records every ecological disaster committed on the surface. Human impact on this key domain poses a serious risk to the chemical balance of the entire global ocean and its biodiversity. Protecting the Mariana Trench from toxic invasion is an ethical imperative to ensure the survival of life in its purest form. The fate of the abyss is linked to ours, reminding us that no place on planet Earth escapes our responsibility. Descending beyond the boundary of light, the submersible passes through the zone where the Mariana snailfish reigns in silence. The snailfish, Pseudoliparis swire, lives at depths of 8,000 meters, withstanding pressures that would deform any normal bone structure. However, upon crossing the 8,200-meter threshold, the biodiversity of vertebrates begins to fade drastically. Science explains that fish survival is limited by a biochemical constraint related to the compound trimethylamine N-oxide. This molecule protects cellular proteins from massive pressure, but there is a physical limit to the concentration a body can house. If a fish were to descend deeper, its cells would become hyperosmotic, causing an irreversible biological collapse due to excessive water entry. Current observations suggest that the absolute limit for the existence of any fish species is around 8,400 meters. Beyond this depth milestone, the ocean becomes a forbidden territory for hearts that beat with gills and scales. In this fishless void, giant amphipods take control, patrolling the bottom with an endurance that defies the laws of pressure. Alongside them, colonies of microorganisms and bacteria continue their metabolic work at 11,000 meters at the bottom of the trench. The pressure at this final point is equivalent to 1,100 kilograms per square centimeter, a force that only the simplest life can endure. This is the triumph of the small and simple over the complex, where pure cellular engineering defeats advanced anatomy. Through the quartz windows of the submersible, the landscape becomes a vast expanse of mud and rocks where time seems to have stopped. This depth limit marks the boundary between the vertebrate world and the absolute realm of invertebrates and microbes. The Mariana Trench remains as the last bastion of Earth's mysteries, an abyss holding the secrets of the most extreme life. At the edge of absolute darkness, the lights of the submersible pierce a void that has not seen light in millions of years. Every square meter of this abyssal mud is a virgin territory where biology has not yet been written by human hands. Although the Challenger Deep is the most famous point, the Mariana Trench extends for more than 2,500 kilometers in length. Much of this inverted mountain range remains submerged in mystery, far from the lenses of our most advanced cameras. Suddenly, a fleeting flash of light cuts across the light beam before vanishing into the eternal shadows of the seafloor. It could be a new species of amphipod, or perhaps an organism whose existence challenges our current understanding of life. It is estimated that thousands of unknown species live just beyond the reach of our artificial lighting in the trench. In this laboratory of the abyss, evolution has had eons to create life forms that exist nowhere else. The pressure of 110 million newtons has shaped invisible anatomies that nourish themselves from the pure chemistry of the Earth. Each successful exploration barely scratches the surface of an ecosystem covering a massive area of the ocean floor. The challenge of researching these areas is comparable to exploring deep space due to the cold and dark conditions. These nameless creatures are the true owners of the final frontier, thriving in a place where humanity is only an intruder. The Challenger Deep continues to hold its deepest secrets, reminding us that our planet still has infinite mysteries to be revealed. Our mission is to protect this dark sanctuary, ensuring that life continues to flourish in the sacred shadows of the Mariana Trench. Subscribe to the channel as well as share this video to carry this message of respect far. Every gesture helps protect nature's wonderful creation.